Hello and welcome to Memphis on the Mark. We've been on a little hiatus and now we're back with a few new episodes. I'm Mark Jones, your hostess, and with me is Pat Mitchell Worley, and you are part of Fanfare Community Relations.
Yes.
That is correct. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is, isn't it? So's my name. Maybe I'm egotistical or something because I want people to spend time saying my name.
That's okay.
That really means they'll just forget in this day and age.
That's all right. That's all right. You do a lot. We want to cover a lot today, but let's talk about Beale Street.
Oh, Beale Street, one of my favorite topics.
Okay.
Well, Beale Street is summer's over, so now we're going into the winter months. There is still a lot of people think that Beale Street's just hopping during the summertime, but that's not the case. It is year round.
Sure.
And we're preparing for not only I saw an email this morning and I didn't get the date yet, but the holiday parade will go down Beale Street.
Wonderful.
And that's at the beginning of December, I know that much. And then also we've got New Year's Eve coming up on the street, so that's going to be fabulous too.
That is huge. I remember last year there was a big stage at that right across second and Beale, and for the countdown.
Yeah, it's sort of like if you want to be around, 50,000 of your closest friends.
Sure.
Here's the location to go to. And the Liberty Bowl is that weekend. Wow. So there are a lot of people in town who come down for that. And it's going to be an exciting time to be on the street. There'll be, different clubs will be doing. They'll have their own specials that go on New Year's Eve.
Right.
And there will be tons of traffic up and down the street.
Oh yeah, there is usually tons of people. Like I said, 50,000 people.
You got to be pack them in.
Pack them in for New Year's Eve, but every night. I mean, every weekend. On Grizzlies games, you've got 18,000 people coming out onto
Right.
Beale Street.
And a lot of those people they go eat on Beale Street. Mm-hmm. There's so many choices on Beale Street. I know when I'm sitting here and I know the police department's going to go 50,000 people, really it's closer to 25, but I think big. If you put everything in the clubs, everything all around, all the people who come through. But it's sort of funny because in this 2-block radius, you've got so many choices for entertainment. Right. No matter what you want, there's something there. I just went last week and had oysters at Silky's Oyster Bar.
Nice.
And all of my friends have told me that this was the best oysters in town. And I didn't believe them until I tried it myself. And I was just like, oh my goodness, how did I not know? And so that's a hot spot.
Right.
Then if you want that more New Orleans flair, there's King's Palace. There's always a soul food cooking at Alfred's or BB King's. They have, great lunch menus and everything. And also Blue City Cafe. Get a steak, get some ribs, feel like you're the king.
Right. And you mentioned lunch. It is not just a late night street. I mean, it's a 11 a.m. through 2 a.m. It's stuff happening in the morning and in the afternoon on Beale Street.
And people can, they can come down for lunch or they can come down and do an early dinner on the street. It's it's sort of funny because it's very family oriented.
It is.
And during the day, and you find people who are visiting from out of town or Memphians who come down with their kids, and they'll go to a restaurant and have a good time, go check out some of the gift shops. Some of my personal favorite places, you got to stop at Tater Red's and get, find the strangest thing you think you could never find. It's at Tater Red's.
Right.
It's right there. Then you can go down to the Withers Museum, and a lot of Memphians don't know about the Withers Museum, but it is a photographic journey through Memphis history.
It really is.
And some of the pictures, especially if you're a music fan like myself, and there are all these great pictures, and you're just like, oh my goodness, look at that, Aretha Franklin, oh my goodness, and you just sort of freak out with each picture, and his prints are for sale, so you can buy prints there. I have a number of Withers photos at my house, as a matter of fact. I'm a big fan, but the civil rights movement is really what he's known for chronicling, and it's really moving, and to have it right there on Beale Street is
That's a good idea.
Completely different thing. And we've got places like Coyote Ugly, and a little known fact, if it snows in Memphis this winter, because who knows what the weather is doing these days.
Right.
If it snows, and you know how everything in Memphis closes. I mean, we hear snow, we're closing
Oh my
down.
gosh, panic, go to Kroger.
Not Coyote Ugly. They're open 7 days a week, no matter what the weather is.
Okay.
They're like the postmen of bars. So
The postman of bars.
yes, where the postmen go after work.
right.
They can go to Coyote Ugly because
Very
they
good.
don't close down.
Okay.
Even if there's a foot of snow,
That's
they're
good to
gonna be
know.
open. I thought that was I filed that away immediately as like, oh wow, because nothing's open, and you start to go stir crazy after a while.
So if someone wanted to tip their postman at Christmas this year, sure, give them a little cash, but then give them maybe some coupons to Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly, who would think?
Who would think? That's a good idea. Well, what else you're so involved in so many different projects here in Memphis. What else is on your plate?
I think the thing that's probably music is, of course, a big passion of mine. And the Memphis Slim House, I've been working with them for about a year. And Slim House is the old house of Memphis Slim.
Okay.
So Memphis Slim was born in Memphis, but he was just inducted into the Music Hall of Fame. And his house is here, and it's been refurbished. They've reclaimed a lot of the wood, it's sort of like falling apart. And many times, it's behind the Stax Museum.
It's
many
on
times,
College.
Right. I passed by that house and went, man, I hope somebody does something. That's a great house. Well, someone has done something with it.
Great.
And Community Lift is the parent organization, and Slim House it's a music community center. Musicians can join Slim House, and
Okay.
for an annual fee, they get things that they need, whether it be, they want to understand some part of the music industry, or if they need a place to rehearse. As a member, you get so many hours of rehearsal each month.
Nice.
You've got space there's a small studio in there. You can go do pre-production. And we've noticed that a lot of studios have started using it for pre-production. Royals right around the corner, so they love to send their people there. Yeah, go work everything out over there, and then come back when you're ready. And then it's a great place for artists who are just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
And there's a chance for you to talk to people who are not only veterans, but people who are just like you, who are emerging artists, who are out there trying to make a living in music and
Right.
trying to understand and really, capture fans and other people that love art. Upstairs at Slim House, we have an art gallery upstairs.
nice.
And so there is a small gallery, and the last two exhibits that have been there have been phenomenal. It really, when people they're curious about Slim House, there are activities there all the time. So,
Okay.
the third Tuesday of every month, the Memphis Area Songwriters Guild, and it's gospel songwriters, they get together, have a meeting, they have special guests. We do a thing called the Memphis Sandbox that brings together musicians of different types. So you might have a hip hop artist, an opera artist, one of the symphony musicians, and this rock artist, and they all come together and they talk about music that they love, and they share music with each other and play things and collaborate. And that's sort of the focus of Slim House, is collaboration.
That's great, because there's so many young, not just young emerging, but older people who are emerging artists, singers and songwriters. I mean, Memphis, we are music. That is in our soul. That is in our DNA. And so to have a place like this that is, the corner of College and East Macklemore.
Yeah, right in the heart of Soulsville.
Right in the heart of Soulsville, and to go and to meet, interact, and have different programs, it's wonderful.
Yeah, we just Slim House was sort of the foundation for the Soulsville USA Festival a few weeks ago, and it was all emerging artists. There wasn't a major headliner or anything
Sure.
like that. We had artisans with booths, we had craft booths, we had food trucks and everything, and over 3,000 people came out to that.
Wow.
So it was really exciting. There were multiple stages. One was
Sure.
in the Stax parking lot. One was right off of the street. We had College closed off for a couple of blocks. So it was just a chance to come and be a part of Soulsville, but the neighborhood was so involved.
Sounds like the neighborhood
All of
really
the
has embraced
community partners, were involved, and it was a pretty fabulous day.
That sounds like a great day because you could, and events like this, you can family can go and attend the events.
Right, it was free. That's
like
the other.
attend that, and then if they wanted to, take in a tour of the Stax Museum.
Right.
I mean, you could literally spend the day there at East McLemore and College Street.
And the other thing is that there is, I like to promote anything that is a free experience for the simple fact that if you're an arts lover, what can you do to encourage your kids to enjoy the arts and to and not everybody has the same amount of disposable income.
Sure.
So there are so many things that are available in the city that, wow, I can go to this. Not only is there the Levitt Shell, but, we have all these great festivals like the Heritage Festival
Yes.
and now the Soulsville Festival that are, that are available that you can go on down to Broad Street and check out what,
Exactly.
what's going on. And it's great to really have a community that has a strong arts community,
It really is.
and it makes you feel good about Memphis because really that's the color of the city. That's the story. That's our soundtrack. That's our,
Certainly. I mean, just the music and the performing arts and the theater. And like I said, there are so many free events that people can go to. And that's what, and there are locations they can walk. And a lot of these things are Broad Avenue. You can go do a free event, and then there are stores and restaurants you can eat at.
Exactly. You can I love when I can just walk around, that makes it's a lot. There have been many a street that I've driven down and then I took the time and ended up walking because I had walked my car or what have you and went, oh, wow, I never knew that was there. Oh, that building is so interesting.
Exactly.
And so you get a better feel of the people and where they live and, what life is like. And it's like you experience the whole thing.
That is, people get out of your damn car and start walking on the streets, on the sidewalks, and or get the bike out, but get out of the damn car or take the bus. We just got another minute or two to wrap up. You were mentioning something, there's an event on November.
I've got an event November 10th for people who are, they're curious. We do a program, it's called Spark. It's community conversation. It's funded by Ballet Memphis, and the whole purpose of it is to have conversations that are centered around arts and arts thoughts, so to speak. And November 10th at Crosstown Arts, we're doing one. It's called the Imagineers, and it's artists talking about creativity and being creative and where their imagination, how they keep it growing, how they keep it going, how they collaborate with others. And we've got an author, Joanna. I always feel like I say her name wrong, Johanna Edwards, and she's best-selling artist, author from Memphis, and she is she writes a lot of the literature for women, the wonderful chick lit that's for women.
Chick lit.
I'm all for it. And then we've got a dancer.
Penis lit.
There's very different. Very different. And so it's just a chance to come out and talk about how to spur your imagination and hear from these people who are doing it for a living, what they do to keep it going, because it's everybody thinks that all of you creative people that it just springs out of your head, but you actually do things that encourage more creative thought and you hang out with other creative people. But what about the average person, who feels like, I go to work 9 to 5. I want to do something that's spontaneous or I want to do something that I feel like is, just pushes my imagination. How can I do that? And this is a whole conversation about that.
That's wonderful. And that's November 10th at Crosstown
Arts. And it starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Very good. Well, Pat, now I'm going to do a little thing I like to call Moments with Mark. So just hang out And
I'm just going to hang here.
just hang there. We talked about Beale Street earlier in the show. It is my belief that MLGW needs to move off of Beale Street. It takes up an entire block of Beale, 2nd, and Main Street. Now, the old Washington, on Washington Avenue, the old police headquarters is sitting empty. So I think the city needs to redevelop, redo the old Sears building, the old police headquarters. That's right there at the Civic Plaza. Move the MLGW offices into that. And then, man, you got an entire city block. Tear down that building. You could put up more bars, more restaurants. You open up right across the street from the Orpheum, put up a huge hotel there. There's a lot of interesting things you can do. But first, you've got to get MLGW off the property and into the old police headquarters right there at the Memphis City sort of Civic Plaza. Pat, thank you so much.
I love that, like, it was like we're frozen in time, but then we go back.
Exactly. Thank you for being on the show.
No, thank you.
Folks, I want to welcome y'all back. It's been wonderful to have the Memphis on the Mark here again. We got new episodes most of the month. So thank you for watching and support all your local artists. Bye-bye.